Welcome back, guys. It's me. It's Lucas.
And it's me. It's Rielly.
We're back. And it's just us today. We're going to do a couple episodes by ourselves because, you know, everybody's busy. I get married this week. Which
Dude, that's
is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when you guys see this, I will be married. I'll probably be on my honeymoon, actually.
You're all tied up.
And yeah, I will be spoken for. Sorry, Rielly.
Well, dang it.
That's not the response I was wanting. I was expecting like crying, sobbing.
I'm crying in the heart.
Weeping. Maybe you on the floor, punching the concrete. Just
did that once last weekend.
You don't want to do it again. You want to break
my
your other
knuckles.
hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
so
man.
Today on the podcast, probably be a short one.
It's okay.
We're going to talk about why 10 times is better than 2 times, and why it's might even be easier, which sounds dumb, right? Like,
Yeah.
how can something 10 times more
Be
easier than something that's 2 times more? So, if you think about it, so I think anybody can do 2 times more, right?
Yeah.
Like anybody can just like, you know, because if I were to ask you like, hey, how could you make 2 times more money, right?
Oh, God. I'd be like, oh, do this, this, and this.
Well, like,
or this and this.
Well, no, I mean, like, just for you. So it's like, go, like, actually do that real quick. So, like, if you wanted to make two times the amount of money than you're making right now, what would you do?
I would cold call and send emails, which I have not been doing.
Right, but what kind of work would you like go for more? It'd be more of like what you're doing now, right?
It'd be more social media.
Yeah,
work,
so you'd be doing more social media work. You'd probably be doing like maybe one more wedding a month or something like that, right?
Yep.
And you would easily double your revenue.
Yeah.
And you could totally do that. You okay?
Yeah. What the hell?
You just cut open your nose.
My gourd's bleeding. Oh well.
Anyways,
it's Halloween time.
It's not bad.
All right. Cool.
And the camera's on this side, so it's fine.
We're good.
Yeah,
good.
Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I would find weddings and find clients in a sense.
Right. You would just find more clients.
Find more clients. Yeah.
Right. Correct. It's like that's the same for me. Like if I wanted to double my revenue, I would find as many more musicians as I could to come in, do the recording, or if I could do more live shows, whatever. I would do whatever I need to do. Stuff that I have been doing to actually double my revenue. Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is, what if I asked you if you needed to 10 times your revenue?
I think it's that right there is more difficult than 2 times.
Right.
Because you have to think about like, okay, I need to get these clients, but I also need to do this and this and this and this and this and this.
Right.
So like, I think sometimes our brain is not able to get to do multiple steps at the same time. Yeah.
So you just, exactly. That's like the perfect answer.
Oh, good.
So because here's the thing is you can't have the same thought processes. You can't do the same things if you want 10 times. So we're really referring to marketing, right? So if you want 10 times the amount of customers that you're getting right now, you cannot just double the amount of the same type of marketing that you've been doing.
No,
because then you'll just get double the amount of customers, right? Mm-hmm. You won't get 10 times the amount. So whenever you're thinking like, oh man, like say like if you're getting 10 customers a week, but you'd rather be getting 100 customers a week, I mean, you have to think differently. You have to do something completely different.
Yep. You have to flip your mission around or your motive around.
Right. So going back to you again, if you had to 10 times instead of 2 times, what would you do?
Oh man. There's like so much you could do. You could do e-commerce. Right. You could do.
Well, no, but I'm just talking like as a videographer. So like, don't go into don't go into any other industry.
Oh, okay.
As a video, people are wanting to stay in their same business, but they want to 10 times the revenue in that same business.
I'm DMing people.
Okay.
Left and right.
Okay.
You're looking for weddings. You're looking for like businesses that like need social media work.
Right.
So you're messaging them, you're contacting them, you're building that relationship, then bam.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, let's start making money.
Right.
Then there's so much you could do.
Yeah.
You could reach out to an NBA team, NFL team, start working with them. There's so much.
Yeah.
You just can't like, okay, I'm gonna focus on weddings. Which you could.
Yeah.
Honestly, which is fine.
Right.
Some people, yes. But like if you're wanting, like I said, 10 times more, you need to expand out of those.
Yeah. Yeah. So like for me, you would have to put yourself in a whole different role, and you probably have to hire people. So you have to think about how, you know, if you're already maxed out at your work, right? You're working 60, 70 hours a week or something like that. And like you literally can't take on any more physical work. Yeah. You have to take 40 hours of whatever you're doing and dish it off to someone else. And then in that, the 30 to 40 hours, you need to be figuring out how to get more clients. And then as you keep doing, you can literally keep doing that over and over again. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have 10 times the amount of revenue because you're paying other people, but you're not doing all the dirty work or the work that you don't even want to do. So, and isn't that what most of us want anyway? Like we don't want somebody to do 100% of the work that we're doing.
No, but we have to get to the point where we're at now.
Well, I'm not saying that you can just skip to that step, but what I am saying is like it's a little bit more simpler than we think it is.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I think as long as you get good at sales,
dude,
like if you can sell to people, then you know, deliver on what you sold them, I can't imagine you not being able to 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it from two different angles, for me, it's like if you were to 2 times what you're doing, you're just going to do more of what you are doing because, you know, you can just 2 times it if you just do a little bit more, if you just work a little bit more.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, that's not really what we want. Right? Like we want to work on like the 20% of the things that actually make us happy, the things that we're good at. Yeah. And then we want to hire out the other 80% of the stuff that we don't like to do or stuff that we're not even good at. Yep. Like I don't want to keep track of my finances forever.
Nope.
You should hire somebody to keep track of all that who is way better at numbers, you know, anyway. Yep. It's just stuff like that. It's not even like that boring stuff. Like for me, I don't like editing drums. Really despise it. I would much rather pay somebody for like a couple hours, edit a piece of, you know, some drums and let them have a portion of that recording revenue because again, I just don't want to be doing that. I'd rather be mixing. I'd rather be tracking. I'd rather be doing the actual recording if it's a live thing. Yeah. Because it's just not worth my time. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, what would that be for you? Like what's the first thing you would dish off?
Dude, editing a wedding video. I love weddings. I love
you like shooting weddings.
Yes. I love shooting them.
Yeah.
Editing them. No.
Right. So you would immediately hire an editor.
Yep.
To start taking on edits.
Yep. And I've been thinking about it.
Right. But I mean, just like think about that for a second. It's like because if you can then shoot, like say if you shot 4 weddings a month, but didn't edit a single one of those videos. Yeah. And you still made like a few $1,000s.
You're great.
Like how great would that be?
Yeah.
Like
so easy.
That would be the life, right? Where you would work what 4 days out of that month.
Yes.
I mean, they'd be 4 long days. Yeah. But it's just 4 days.
And you'd
have a full-time income.
Yeah.
While also probably paying someone else to give them almost a full-time income as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, holy crap. That's like talking about, and then, I mean, thinking about that as well as if you only did shooting and you stopped editing altogether.
Yep.
Which I don't know if that's what you want to do, but
no, not really. But,
yeah. But in the grand, you know, just using it as an example, is like you could shoot, say 10 days a month. And that could give you at least a whole month of content for editing, but you would only work those 10 days, and then just oversee the editing, right? So, so like, in the sense of that, it's like that should be the goal you're working to, not the 2 times goal.
Yeah,
because I think I mean me specifically is I get stuck in I can do it. I'll just take care of it. Because I know how I want it. I know I can do it right.
We get so particular
instead of taking the time to just be like, hey, I want to teach you how I like it. You know, things done. Yeah. And if you do this for me, I'll pay you this amount. And, and then you actually, I think you could actually make someone's dream come true. Because I think there are a lot of people who are wanting to get into either the audio industry or the video, who they just need a foot in, you know, they just need some reps and you could show them exactly what you would do. And if you did that for a couple months and they know exactly how you would do something, then they're just a carbon copy of you. Yep. And then you can go off and sell or
do whatever,
take time off or grow your business to however you want to. Mm-hmm. So would you rather do the 2 times or the 10 times, Rielly?
10 times, 100%.
Right?
100%. Yeah.
And whenever you take kind of like that expanded view of it, Like, what do you like? Doesn't it almost like sound better?
It sounds better, yeah, because someone's taking on that load that you don't want to take.
Right. And it's like you can take on the 2 times amount of work anytime, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't actually change anything. Doesn't really impact anybody's lives, except for yours. It actually may make it worse because, you know, especially if you do have a family. Like I'm about to basically just have a legit family, which is crazy to me. I'm still still putting that all together in my head.
Dad
is like, I don't want to be working 100 hours a week.
Yeah. You need to spend time with your family.
Yeah. Like, I mean, maybe I'll do that a few times a year or something, but
yeah,
for the most part, no, I want to be sitting around that maybe 40 to 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For work. And I can't do that if I'm not willing to, you know, think about it from a different perspective. Think about my business from a different perspective, because I still want to make more money than I'm making now.
Yeah.
But also I want more time. And so when you want those two things, you have to figure out how that functions in that, in the whole gap of everything.
Either hiring somebody or doing something.
Or it's always the option. Again, I don't like this, but it's like you could double your rates. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then work, you know, twice as less. You could do that, but in the what I'm thinking, you know, whenever I'm thinking about that, and it depends on what you're selling and what you're doing, but you're not really bringing someone else into the industry and helping them and moving them along. You're not really mentoring somebody like you could, because you could totally just straight up mentor somebody and then have them grow that business with you. And then even down the road, be completely hands off on your own business, which is kind of the ultimate dream for a lot of us.
In a sense, yeah.
I think there's a lot of things that, like, you know, we only want to do that one thing. Like if I had the choice, I would only mix. Like I wouldn't edit. I wouldn't tune vocals. I wouldn't go to the studio to do any of the tracking. I would and I wouldn't even do my own mix prep. Like I would show up at the studio, and my assistant would have my mixing session for that day completely prepped, all the plugins that I would use.
Oh, smokes.
You know what I'm saying? Like completely prepped. So I walk in and all I do is sit down there and I'm like, okay, how can I make this song sound the best that it can sound?
Yeah.
That's the idea. Like that's the goal. And I think if you have that in your mind and then you kind of work backwards from that, you can make it happen, because you can actually see the steps. If you work backwards, you can be like, okay, I need for this to happen, I need, you know,
ABCD.
I need 10 producers that want me to mix all their stuff. Right. So they're sending me stuff constantly. So I constantly have work. I need an assistant engineer who's going to make sure all my gear works and that preps all my mixes every day, or, you know, the day before. And then I would also probably want another assistant who just kind of takes care of like my schedule and like what's coming up, what's next, who am I working with, you know, when are these due dates, you know, when are these deadlines, and like, you know, just any communication with the artists or the producers. And you know, honestly, that's pretty viable, because if I brought in a few $100,000 a year, I could pay both those people decent salaries and make a good chunk of money for myself.
Yeah. Bam.
And now that doesn't seem like as daunting.
No, it really doesn't.
Like if you look at it from like the small view of like where you're at and you're like, wow, this is my capability. It's like you got to stop thinking about just your capability. I think we talked about it on the last podcast, didn't we? About how you like the power of one is like not that great. No, yeah. And like if you have multiple people by your side working with you, then you can do so much, which is why we have like Growing Media.
You got a full team.
Yeah, because and that's why it was like 12 or 13 clients that's like monthly. That they need stuff every single freaking month. And there's no way me and you could just handle that. No. I mean, maybe for like a month I could do all that content. And that'd be cool, because it'd be like a, you know, five-figure month. Yeah. And it'd be awesome. But it's like, it wouldn't be worth it.
You're going to be killing yourself.
Well, it wouldn't be worth it. No. Like I'd be burnt. Like personally me. And so that like kind of brings me to the next thing is like sometimes 10 times whenever, you know, kind of like what we've said is to like 10 times in your marketing, sometimes you just need to hire an agency to do it all. And like you need to quit trying.
Yes. Stop.
So if that's the case, growingmediamarketing.com. Check us out. We would love to work with you. Yes. But or maybe it's as simple as hiring a marketing like coordinator.
Yeah.
Like for your team, like just hire someone, because there's a couple of these companies that we work with who they have like their own like marketing chairman, marketing person in their company, and they don't actually do any of the content or anything, but they are like in charge of like, okay, this is what's happening this month. This is the content that we need for this week and this next week. And like, this is like who's coming in. We need to shoot on these days. Because then that takes the pressure off of us as an agency, and all we get to do is then create.
Yep.
And so maybe it's just that. Maybe you just need to hire someone to facilitate all of that, and then all that's off your shoulders.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're off to the races, and your marketing is on autopilot because you're hands off, and then you can go sell more or grow more of these areas in your business. What do you have to say, Rielly?
I think you summed it up. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think you hit it right on the nose.
Yeah. Basically, we just got to quit thinking so small.
Yeah. You gotta think large.
And yeah, because the bigger you think, then all of your small problems don't look like small problems anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, I'm thinking this big, so this little problem can easily be squashed and I can move on. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Cool.
Proud of you.
Check us out next week. Love you guys.
Goodbye.